Chosen one, listen carefully. Heaven has pressed pause on the noise around you because this message is meant for you and you alone. You have felt the tremors, haven't you? The quiet stirring that has no explanation in the natural, the sudden awareness that something is shifting in the unseen. Thursday is not just another day on the calendar. It is the day heaven has marked to begin something you cannot stop. You were not brought here by coincidence. This is divine alignment. Makes you stand firm in storms that knock others down. Makes you love deeper than logic. Makes you hope even when circumstances scream otherwise. But do not mistake this for burden alone. Your mantle is also a doorway to influence, a doorway to divine assistance, a doorway to supernatural protection, a doorway to your higher identity. Where others walk in their own strength, you walk backed by heaven. Where others speak from emotion, you speak from spiritual depth. There are moments in life when time bends toward destiny, when ordinary days become divine appointments. Thursday will be one of those days. It will be the start of a divine momentum that no force of darkness can reverse. You will wake up feeling different, not because circumstances have changed yet, but because heaven will whisper, "It has begun." The wait will make sense. The warfare will reveal its purpose. The wilderness will show its hidden wells. And that's why you've been attacked so relentlessly, because darkness knows what you are about to become when you finally stop doubting who you are. The enemy tried to exhaust you before your awakening, hoping you'd give up before the dawn. But you didn't. You're still standing, still breathing, still believing. That is the proof you are one of God's chosen ones. Now, heaven is calling you to prepare. Thursday is not just about external events, it's about an internal shift. The Spirit of God is aligning you, your thoughts, your speech, your faith to match heaven's frequency. You cannot enter this next phase carrying old fear, old guilt, or old versions of yourself. This is your moment to release what no longer serves your assignment. Forgive what needs forgiving. Let go of what God has already removed. As the Apostle reminds us in his letter to the Philippians, chapter 4, verse 13, "I can do all things through Christ who gives to me strength." That is what is being prepared inside you right now. Divine empowerment, not human motivation, not temporary excitement, but supernatural strength that comes from the presence of Christ within you. You are being elevated above the chaos that once consumed you. You will no longer crawl through your days trying to survive. You will stand firm, unstoppable, radiant with holy confidence. When the shift begins this Thursday, your faith will awaken like fire. What once intimidated you will now bow before the authority you carry. So hear this clearly. Do not second-guess what your spirit already knows. Do not rationalize away the signs that have been placed before you. That sudden peace, that flicker of hope, that unexplainable pull toward faith, those are confirmations, not coincidences. Heaven is preparing you for ignition. And when Thursday arrives, you will notice it. The atmosphere will feel charged, the timing too precise to ignore. People will reach out unexpectedly. Doors that were shut will begin to creak open, and your heart will sense the invisible push of destiny saying, "Now." This is not an emotional high, it's a spiritual reality. The gates are opening. The river is beginning to flow. But before that day dawns, take this as your sacred instruction. Center yourself in prayer and gratitude. Speak life into your atmosphere. Write down your promises and declare them over your future. You are standing on holy ground, the threshold between what was and what will be. Every word you speak carries power now. So use your voice with intention. Chosen one, this is your moment to awaken. Lift your head. Straighten your crown. The same God who called you will sustain you. You are not running out of time. You are running right into divine timing. If this message resonates in your spirit, do not scroll away in silence. This is your call to stand in agreement with heaven. Like this message, to declare your faith. Share it to awaken another, chosen one, who might be on the edge of giving up. And subscribe so that you stay connected to every word heaven releases through this channel. Then, in the comments below, write the number 777, the number of divine completion, as a prophetic act of alignment. It's your declaration that you are ready for what Thursday will unleash. You've noticed it lately, the strange timing of things, the quiet rearranging of your world. People have drifted away without explanation. Plans have paused, and the familiar rhythms of your life have been interrupted. It's as if time itself has slowed to make space for something sacred. That is not coincidence. It's the unseen countdown. Heaven has been orchestrating moments, delays, and detours to prepare you for what will unfold this Thursday. You may have called it waiting, but God has been calling it positioning. The pauses were never punishment, they were protection. If things had happened earlier, you might have stepped into rooms not yet prepared for your presence. But now, as heaven's clock nears the appointed hour, the countdown is almost complete. The silence that once felt like abandonment will soon prove to be the echo before revelation. Chosen one, the unseen realm has been busy while you thought nothing was happening. Angels have been stationed around you. Divine alignments have been drawn, and what once looked like loss has been transformed into strategy. God is not rushing because He never improvises. Every step, every closed door was part of the divine sequence that leads to the moment of release. You've wondered why lately you feel an internal urgency, a stirring that doesn't make sense to anyone else. It's because your spirit can feel the approaching shift even before your mind understands it. The same way the earth trembles before lightning strikes, your soul is responding to heaven's nearness. You are closer to breakthrough than your emotions can measure. Sometimes God must make you still so you can hear what movement sounds like in heaven. The noise of daily life, worry, comparison, exhaustion drowns out the subtle whispers of divine timing. But lately, He has silenced distractions so you could hear His clock ticking. Each heartbeat is an echo of His promise. It's almost time. You may look around and see nothing changing, but beneath the surface, everything is aligning. The roots of your destiny are stretching deep, unseen but unstoppable. Thursday is not coming to bring you something new, it's coming to reveal what has been growing in secret. The hidden work will finally surface. The prayers whispered through tears will take form. As Jesus Himself declared in the Gospel of John, chapter 13, verse 7, "You do not realize now what I am doing, but later you will understand." Those words carry the fragrance of patience and divine wisdom. They remind you that mystery is often the language of heaven. God doesn't explain every step because revelation requires trust. If He told you everything at once, your faith would have no room to grow. So, instead, he allows moments of confusion to mature you into clarity. The hiddenness is not cruelty, it's cultivation. Every unanswered question is a seed waiting for its appointed bloom. Every delay is building depth in you. What looks like detour is often destiny, taking the scenic route so your heart can expand enough to carry what's coming. So if it feels like you're being stretched right now, that's because expansion always precedes manifestation. God is making room inside you for what He's about to entrust to you. You cannot receive large promises with a small capacity. Every waiting season is a divine classroom where faith is taught, trust is strengthened, and identity is clarified. What looks like detour is often destiny, taking the scenic route so your heart can expand enough to carry what's coming. So if it feels like you're being stretched right now, that's because expansion always precedes manifestation. God is making room inside you for what He's about to entrust to you. You cannot receive large promises with a small capacity. Every waiting season is a divine classroom where faith is taught, trust is strengthened, and identity is clarified. Chosen one. Your unseen countdown has always been about alignment, not arrival. God doesn't just want you to reach your destiny, He wants you to arrive prepared, grounded, and refined. If He had opened doors too soon, your strength might not have matched the size of your calling. But now, because you endured, you are ready. When you wake on Thursday morning, do not expect fireworks. Expect clarity. The shift won't come with chaos, it will come with peace that defies understanding. You'll notice your thoughts align effortlessly, your discernment sharpen, and your faith stabilize. What used to confuse you will suddenly make sense. That is the sign that heaven's clock has struck the hour. So, stand still in reverence. Let your spirit rest in the knowledge that you are exactly where you're meant to be. Every second that has passed, every tear that has fallen, every battle you've survived, all of it was marking time toward this sacred alignment. You were never late. You were never forgotten. You were being prepared for the appointed moment. You felt it, the whispers in the spirit that no one else seems to hear, the sudden chills that pass through your body at random moments, the way your heart stirs in prayer, or how your dreams have become louder, more vivid, almost prophetic. These are not accidents. Chosen one, they are signals. Heaven has been speaking to you in ways that only your awakened soul could understand. When you feel that pull to pray without reason, when your heart suddenly softens for someone you once resented, or when you find yourself waking up in the middle of the night feeling watched over, that is heaven calling your name. You are not imagining it. You are tuning into a frequency that most ignore because it requires stillness. This is the hour when the whispers of God are louder than the noise of the world. Thursday is approaching, and the closer it comes, the stronger these signals become. Heaven is not warning you of danger, it's awakening you to destiny. The restlessness, the recurring signs, the deep knowing that something is coming, they are all spiritual confirmations, as was spoken in the sacred texts of 1 Kings, chapter 19, verse 12. And after the earthquake came a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire, and after the fire came a gentle whisper. Oh, that gentle whisper, that's where He is. You keep expecting thunder, but heaven often arrives as a soft breeze, carrying a voice that only the surrendered can hear. It doesn't shout, it stirs. It doesn't demand, it draws. That whisper is how God trains your spirit to listen beyond noise, to find peace in discernment, and to obey without full understanding. Chosen one, this is why you've been feeling disconnected from distractions lately. What once entertained you now feels empty. What once satisfied you now feels shallow. That's not boredom, it's elevation. God is pulling you out of lower frequencies so that you can hear higher instructions. Every no in your spirit is heaven protecting your focus. You might think you're losing friends or opportunities, but what's really happening is divine filtration. God removes what interferes with His voice. He doesn't compete with noise, He silences it. The quieter your external world becomes, the louder your internal awareness grows. So, when you sense these whispers, don't dismiss them. When you feel sudden conviction or peace that makes no logical sense, pause it. Ask, Lord, what are you saying right now? That question alone can unlock revelation that others miss because they are too busy chasing answers instead of listening for instruction. Thursday's arrival will not just bring events, it will bring clarity. God is fine-tuning your hearing so you can distinguish His voice from fear, from emotion, from doubt. That's why you've been tested with silence, to teach you the difference between divine stillness and abandonment. You were never alone. Heaven was speaking in whispers while you cried for thunder. You are being invited to move differently, to speak less, to pray more, to discern rather than react. The whispers will guide you into rooms your words never could. God will give you insight that others won't understand because you've chosen to listen when they chose to scroll. When you walk into Thursday, you'll know what to do. Not because someone tells you, but because the Spirit within you has already spoken. You'll sense what to say, when to step, what to release, and what to embrace. That's the power of the whisper. It becomes your compass in chaos. Now, as you read this, your spirit already knows the truth of these words. You've been feeling that invisible nudge for days, maybe weeks. That's confirmation. God is saying, I'm about to make my voice unmistakable. So take this moment and respond, not with fear, but with faith. In the comments, write, I am listening. Those 3 words are not just a reply, they're a declaration of readiness. When you type them, you're aligning your spirit with heaven's broadcast. You're saying, God, speak, and I will obey. It's an act of surrender that opens spiritual ears wider than before. Because when Thursday comes, it won't be the loudest voices that lead, it will be the most attentive ones. Those who learn to hear God in whispers will move in power when others stand in confusion. That is why you are being refined now to move at the sound of His breath. So listen closely. Chosen one, heaven is speaking. Even now, between the beats of your heart and the lines of this message. And when the whisper reaches you, you'll know this is not just preparation, it's invitation. The air feels heavier now, not with dread, but with meaning. There's a line being drawn in the unseen, a separation that isn't about superiority, but about surrender. Thursday will not only mark a beginning, it will reveal who has truly been listening. This is the moment where words and actions will no longer align unless rooted in truth. Heaven is distinguishing between those who speak of faith and those who live by it. Chosen one. This separation is necessary. For too long, light has mingled with lukewarmness, and purpose has been diluted by fear. God is not doing this to exclude, but to purify. The refining has already begun, not through punishment, but through exposure. Everything that was hidden behind appearance, every pretense that masked insecurity, every compromise disguised as wisdom, Thursday will bring light to it all. You've probably felt it already, the weight in the air, the tension between what once fit you and what no longer does. You've outgrown certain patterns, certain people, certain conversations, not because you're better, but because your spirit no longer resonates with what lacks truth. It's like wearing clothes from a season you've already left behind. They simply don't fit the new version of you that's emerging. The separation is both internal and external. Inside you, belief is clashing with doubt. Peace is confronting fear. Faith is challenging the logic that kept you safe but stagnant. This tension is holy. It's heaven asking, do you trust me enough to let go of what's fading? And externally, people may start showing who they really are. Don't be alarmed. Thursday's light will illuminate motives, both theirs and yours. It's not meant to shame anyone, but to clarify connections. Some were assigned to your past, not your future. Some were divine for a season, but not for destiny. God is not taking people from you. He is removing interference from your mission. This moment mirrors the ancient days when God called those he loved to step out and separate from what was familiar. Every chosen one has to walk through a threshold of solitude before walking into glory. It's part of the covenant of calling. Intimacy with God often costs comfort with man, but it's in that narrow place that power is birthed. The voice of God thundered in the book of Exodus, chapter 33, verse 16. What else will distinguish me and your people from all the other people on the face of the earth? That question still echoes today. What will distinguish you, chosen one, is not talent, not titles, not appearances, but presence. The presence of God is your mark. It's the fragrance of heaven that clings to your life when you've spent time in divine fire. It's the evidence that you belong to the King. You may not see the glow on your face, but others will. Some will be drawn to it. Others will resist it, but none will be able to ignore it. That is why the separation must happen. Light cannot negotiate with darkness. There's no middle ground between compromise and conviction. This isn't about judgment. It's about identity. God isn't asking you to reject people, but to protect your anointing, to guard your oil, to discern where your spirit feels drained and where it feels alive. Every environment you enter either multiplies your fire or muffles it. Thursday will reveal which is which. And when it does, don't panic if it feels like you're standing alone. You're not being abandoned. You're being distinguished. Heaven always moves its chosen ones into clarity before expansion. This pruning is not loss, it's refinement. The fewer distractions, the sharper your focus. The fewer voices, the clearer His becomes. So, as Thursday approaches, notice what begins to shift. Pay attention to the relationships that suddenly grow quiet, to opportunities that feel forced, to the restlessness that tells you, you can't stay here anymore. That's the Spirit guiding you toward distinction. You are being separated, not sidelined. When Moses asked that question in Exodus, he wasn't seeking fame. He was pleading for the one thing that truly mattered, God's nearness. That is your heart too. You don't want to move without His presence. You don't want success that lacks substance or platforms without purpose. You want Him, And that desire alone already marks you as different. Thursday will reveal who carries that same hunger. There will be a shift in the spiritual atmosphere, an invisible sorting where purity meets purpose. Some will feel drawn deeper into prayer. Others will be stirred into repentance. You will sense a trembling in your spirit, not of fear, but of awe. You'll realize that what's beginning cannot be faked or forced. It must be lived. There is a rhythm to heaven's movement, and you can almost feel it pulsing beneath your skin. The air around you hums with anticipation. Thursday is not only drawing near, it's drawing you closer to alignment. But before the dawn breaks, there is one sacred invitation, the call to align your heart. This alignment is not about religion or ritual, it's about readiness. The Holy Spirit is whispering, "Set your house in order. What once satisfied you now feels shallow." That's not boredom, it's elevation. God is pulling you out of lower frequencies so that you can hear higher instructions. Every no in your spirit is heaven protecting your focus. You might think you're losing friends or opportunities, but what's really happening is divine filtration. God removes what interferes with His voice. He doesn't compete with noise, He silences it. You are tuning your spirit to heaven's key, making sure no note in your heart is out of harmony with the will of God. As Jesus Himself declared in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 21, "For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." No, this is not merely about money, it's about focus, devotion, and alignment. Whatever has captured your heart directs your destiny. If your treasure has been placed in worry, fear, or the opinions of others, your heart has been anchored in the wrong sea. God is calling you to lift your anchor and set it back into divine waters to invest your faith, your energy, your love into eternal things. Before Thursday arrives, heaven is inviting you to realign your treasure. Maybe it means returning to prayer with sincerity, or stepping back from distractions that have drained your peace. Maybe it means giving not just finances, but kindness, forgiveness, encouragement, or time. Giving is not loss, it is planting. Every act of generosity releases divine movement into your future. You see, alignment always requires investment. When a farmer feels the season shifting, he doesn't hoard his seeds, he plants them. The soil looks barren, but he trusts the process because he knows the rain is coming. That's where you are right now. The rain is near. Your Thursday is about to water what you sow today. Sow faith, sow love, sow hope, sow into good ground, into the places that pour life, not fear, into you. And when you are led, support the spaces that feed your spirit. Words like these, born of prayer and poured through message, are living seeds scattered into many hearts. If this river of words has nourished you, consider how you might help keep it flowing through a like, a share, a prayer, or even a gift. Not because you owe anything, but because partnership multiplies purpose. Imagine it like oil in a lamp. Every small act of generosity adds oil that keeps the flame alive, not just for you, but for thousands who still wander in darkness, searching for light. Your simple yes, your quiet generosity, your small sharing ripple into eternity in ways you cannot yet measure. This isn't about transaction, it's about transformation. Every click, every share, every act of giving becomes a prophetic echo, saying, "I believe in what heaven is building here." You're not funding words, you're fueling awakening. And maybe that's why this message found you today. Perhaps you're not only being prepared for Thursday's breakthrough, you're being invited to be part of what God is doing in others' lives too. Sometimes, alignment isn't only about receiving, it's about contributing to the flow. When you pour into something sacred, heaven pour back into you. That's divine law. Chosen one. Before the light of Thursday rises, take inventory of your heart. Where is your treasure resting? What are you building with your attention? Your words, your actions. Are you sowing into peace or into distraction? Into love or into bitterness? Into eternity or into emptiness? Let this be your act of alignment. Choose to give where your spirit feels fed. Choose to like and share truth where it awakens hope. Choose to subscribe, not out of habit, but out of hunger to stay connected to the stream that God uses to speak to you. And if your heart feels stirred to go further, to donate or to give in faith, dosokiatli, sincerely, as a seed of gratitude. Heaven never forgets a seed planted in faith. You are part of a divine movement, and every movement needs both fire and fuel. The word is the fire. Your response is the fuel. Together, they create the blaze that lights the path for others. So prepare yourself. Chosen one. Align your heart. Adjust your posture. Tune your spirit. Thursday is the crescendo, the moment when all that has been hidden begins to sound. And when it does, may your heart already be in rhythm with heaven's song. You can already feel it, can't you? That stirring deep within your chest that comes and goes like thunder, rumbling far away. It's not anxiety, it's activation. Heaven is beginning to press against your heart, awakening something ancient and holy inside you. This is the prophetic stirring. It starts quietly, almost unnoticed, then grows until it fills every corner of your being with divine electricity. Chosen one. This is how heaven signals the beginning of movement. Before God shifts the atmosphere around you, He stirs the atmosphere within you. The trembling you feel is not weakness, it's power stretching its wings. Every shaking, every sudden emotion, every surge of passion you can't quite name is heaven's way of saying, the time is near. Enda, as was proclaimed in the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 28, and afterward, I will pour out my spirit on all people. Every click, every share, every act of giving becomes a prophetic echo, saying, I believe in what heaven is building here. You're not funding words, you're fueling awakening. And maybe that's why this message found you today. Perhaps you're not only being prepared for Thursday's breakthrough, you're being invited to be part of what God is doing in others' lives too. Sometimes, alignment isn't only about receiving, it's about contributing to the flow. God is awakening your spiritual senses to prepare you for divine release. You're about to see what others overlook, feel what others dismiss, and understand what others question. You've always known you were different, but now, that difference will no longer be quiet. It will roar. Do you remember the moments when your chest grew heavy for no reason? Or when you felt an unexplainable compassion for someone who crossed your path? That's not emotion, it's intercession. Your sons and daughters will prophesy. Your old men will dream dreams. Your young men will see visions. That ancient promise is alive right now in you. The prophetic stirring is the fulfillment of that very word. You've been sensing dreams that carry messages, visions that feel too vivid to ignore, words that echo long after prayer. You're not imagining it. You're experiencing the early rainfall of the outpouring. This stirring is not random, it's a signal. When the river begins to flow, everything buried beneath the surface comes loose. Old fears, buried memories, past wounds, all begin to rise. Not to destroy you, but to be released. The Spirit never stirs chaos for destruction, only for cleansing. You are not breaking down, you are breaking open. The thunder you feel is a reminder that your heart has become a temple where heaven speaks. When the prophetic wind blows, your soul becomes a vessel. God does not stir without purpose. Every tremor of your spirit is connected to something greater that will unfold. That's why you must stay sensitive, grounded in prayer, and ready to move when He speaks. The coming days will bring signs. You'll see patterns, numbers, phrases, or coincidences that seem too precise to ignore. Those are divine breadcrumbs guiding you forward. Don't dismiss them as luck. They're confirmations that your spirit is tuned correctly. When you notice them, pause and whisper, "I hear you, Lord." That's all heaven needs acknowledgement. Chosen one. This stirring will separate you from distraction. You will lose interest in trivial things. The things that once fascinated you will now feel small. That's because your soul has outgrown shallow water. You were made for deep currents. The Spirit is preparing to pour through you, not just for your sake, but for others. What He deposits in you during this awakening will overflow into lives you haven't even met yet. That's how revival begins, not with noise, but with one willing heart that says yes to the stirring. And now, as you feel this fire beginning to build, take a moment to mark this shift. Heaven recognizes acts of faith. In the comments, write the number 444, a prophetic number of foundation and divine order. It's a symbol that you are ready for structure, ready for stability, ready for heaven to establish what He has begun in you. When you write 444, you're not typing a number, you're echoing a decree. You're saying, "Lord, build in me what cannot be shaken." You're agreeing with the alignment of heaven's plan for your life. It's your spiritual fingerprint in this moment of awakening. So, breathe. Chosen one. Let the stirring do its work. You don't need to control it, only yield to it. The fire that begins as a whisper will soon become a wave. You are not being overwhelmed, you are being filled. Thursday's light is almost here. And what it awakens in you will not fade. It will grow, ripple, and transform everything it touches. The stirring is not the end, it's the beginning of an unstoppable outpouring, and it's already begun inside you. You can sense the fire building now, an invisible current rising through the very structure of your life. This is not chaos, though it may feel like it. It's the testing flame, the purifying moment that every chosen one must walk through before God releases greater glory. He refines the vessel that will carry it. That's why the heat has increased. That's why circumstances have felt heavier, more demanding, more exacting. You're not being punished, you're being purified. There is always a fire before fulfillment. It is the divine principle of transformation. Gold is only called pure when the flame has removed what pretended to be part of it. Likewise, your spirit is being separated from what is false. The things that once clung to you, fear, doubt, bitterness, the old habits that once felt harmless are being burned away. The testing flame consumes what can't endure the coming glory. You may not understand why certain doors are closing or why familiar paths are no longer safe. It's because God is not letting you carry the old into the new. The same patterns that protected you in survival will suffocate you in destiny. So, He lights the refining fire not to destroy, but to deliver. The word of the Lord speaks in the book of Zechariah, chapter 13, verse 9. I will refine them like silver and test them like gold. They will call on my name and I will answer them. I will say, they are my people. And they will say, the Lord is our God. That ancient promise is being fulfilled in you right now. God is refining your heart until it reflects His image. He's removing the residue of past seasons, the ashes of disappointment, the rust of self-doubt, the weight of old identities. What feels like loss is actually liberation. The fire burns what's temporary, so only the eternal remains. Chosen one, you may feel weary from the heat. But remember, fire only intensifies when purification nears completion. The very intensity you feel is proof that the process is working. When gold is placed in the crucible, the metal doesn't protest, it yields. It knows the fire is its friend. That's what this season is teaching you, to stop resisting the transformation and start trusting the refiner. The testing flame reveals truth. It shows what was genuine faith and what was convenience. It exposes motives, attitudes, and alliances that cannot survive higher altitudes. You might notice people reacting strangely to your growth, pulling away, or misjudging your silence. Don't let that confuse you. Fire always reveals what was real. Some relationships were built on comfort, not covenant. And when the heat rises, comfort retreats. But covenant remet. There's a purity in this season that you may never have known before. You're learning to love without needing recognition. You're learning to obey without needing validation. You're learning to believe even when there are no visible signs. That's faith refined in fire, faith that doesn't depend on sight, applause, or proof. You are being prepared to walk through flames and come out glowing. When the heat passes, what will remain is not exhaustion, but essence. The residue of human strength will fade, and the fragrance of divine presence will linger. People will see you and sense peace they can't explain. That's what happens when someone walks through holy fire and survives. But understand this, refinement is not instant. God does not rush the process, because each stage reveals something vital. There's the spark that exposes impurities, the flame that melts resistance, the glow that signals transformation. You may be between stages right now, feeling too changed to go back, but not yet fully formed. That's where trust becomes your greatest weapon. Let the fire do its sacred work. Don't try to escape it through distraction, denial, or self-pity. The fire that feels unbearable is actually your preparation for weightier glory. The same hands that lit it are the ones holding you steady within it. Every tear you've cried during this season has meaning. Fire may consume what's unnecessary, but it never erases what's eternal. God remembers every prayer whispered in the smoke, every cry for help, every moment you chose faith over fear. Those moments are recorded in heaven as declarations of loyalty, proof that you trusted even when you couldn't trace. Thursday's flame will not destroy you, it will define you. The same fire that melts wax hardens clay. What it does depends on the material it touches. And because you are chosen, you will not melt under pressure, you will solidify into purpose. So breathe. Chosen one. Stand in the fire with stillness. Let it finish what it started. You are not losing control, you are gaining purity. And when the light of Thursday fully rises, the world will see not the ashes of what was, but the gold of what has emerged. When the fire settles and the air grows still again, something new begins to happen. Clarity. The heat that once felt unbearable has burned away the fog. You can finally see, not just where you've been, but why you've been there. Heaven begins to reveal strategy. This is the point in every chosen one's journey where understanding replaces confusion, and divine design emerges from what once looked like chaos. You are standing at the threshold of revelation. The season of surviving has ended. And now, the season of understanding begins. All the waiting, the weeping, the warfare, it wasn't random. Every fragment of pain had a purpose. The same God who allowed the wilderness is now unfolding the map that leads you out of it. Chosen one. You are about to discover why you were hidden for so long. The delay wasn't rejection, it was incubation. Like a seed buried in soil, you were hidden to develop roots strong enough to sustain the weight of what's coming. Visibility before maturity destroys destiny. So, God shielded you not from opportunity, but from premature exposure. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Jeremiah. Chapter 29, verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. No, heaven's strategy is becoming clear. You'll begin to realize that what seemed like detours were actually directions. The jobs that didn't work out, the friendships that faded, the closed doors that frustrated you, they were all divine, rerouting. You prayed for breakthrough, but God gave you alignment. He was moving obstacles out of your way before you even knew they were there. This is the beauty of heaven's plan. It is always unfolding even when it feels like nothing is happening. Like a master painter, God doesn't explain every stroke. From up close, the brush marks look messy. But step back, and the masterpiece begins to take shape. That's what's happening to you now. You're stepping back far enough to see the masterpiece. And as you do, you'll start connecting moments that once felt meaningless. That season of isolation, it taught you to hear God without needing applause. That relationship that ended, it taught you discernment. That loss that broke your heart, it taught you surrender. Every event was a thread woven into your greater design. Heaven's strategy is not always loud. Sometimes it reveals itself in patterns, the way peace begins to guide your decisions, the way joy returns without reason, the way clarity replaces confusion. That's how you know you're stepping into divine order. God is also revealing who you truly are. You've spent years thinking your value was tied to what you could do. But this season shows you that your value has always been in who you are. You were not chosen because of performance. You were chosen because of purpose. Before you took your first breath, heaven whispered your name into time and assigned you a destiny only you could fulfill. Now that you've endured the refining, you're ready to carry that identity with strength. You're no longer seeking validation, you're walking in revelation. You don't need to prove your worth, you need only to be what God already said you are. The days of striving are over. The days of flowing have begun. Chosen one. Heaven's strategy for you includes both peace and precision. You'll find yourself making decisions that feel effortless because your spirit recognizes them as ordained. You'll know where to go, what to say, and when to move, not because you planned it, but because the planner within you is guiding every step. There will also be moments of sudden acceleration. Things that took years to move will shift in hours. People who forgot you will remember your name. Doors that resisted you will begin to swing open with no explanation. But this time, you won't run through them blindly. You'll walk with discernment, guided by the same fire that purified you. You see, revelation is not just about knowing, it's about becoming. What you're learning now will not just give you answers, it will give you identity. You will understand your anointing in a new light. You'll see that every skill, every pain, every encounter has been shaped to serve a purpose greater than you. And in that realization, peace will come. Not the shallow peace of everything going right, but the deep, unshakable peace of knowing you are exactly where you're meant to be. This is heaven's strategy, to turn your confusion into clarity, your K's into calling, and your waiting into wisdom. Thursday will not just be the day of beginning, it will be the day when heaven's design becomes undeniable. You'll finally look at your reflection and say, "Now I see what you were doing all along. The fire has purified you, and revelation has steadied you, but now, chosen one, the real conflict begins." Every great awakening attracts resistance. The moment heaven releases light, darkness scrambles to respond. This is the battle before the breakthrough. It's not coincidence that distractions, doubts, or even old temptations suddenly reappear right before your moment arrives. The closer you come to destiny, the louder opposition becomes. But this time, you will not fall. You've been trained for this very hour. The warfare that once intimidated you now exposes itself for what it really is: fear from the enemy's camp. You are walking in power, and hell knows it. Every attack is proof that you are dangerously close to your divine release. This battle won't look like the ones before. It won't come in obvious forms of disaster or chaos. It will come subtly through discouragement, comparison, or emotional heaviness that seems to appear out of nowhere. The enemy cannot steal what God has ordained, but he can attempt to make you tired enough to stop reaching for it. That's why this moment requires vigilance. As we are reminded through the writings of 2 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 4, the weapons we fight with are not of this world. They have divine power to demolish strongholds. This verse is your reminder of how victory is truly won. You are not meant to wrestle in your own strength. You are called to war through spirit, through prayer, through peace. The divine weapons you carry are invisible but invincible. When you speak truth, it cuts through lies. When you remain calm, it breaks confusion. When you choose faith over fear, strongholds crumble. Chosen one. This is the point where you must learn to fight differently. And while others simply live, you carry burdens, carry wisdom, carry prophetic insight, carry emotional weight, carry spiritual responsibility. At times, you've wondered why you're the strong one, why you're the listener, why you're the protector, why you're the healer, Why you're the stabilizer? It is because heaven placed a mantle on you that others do not carry. This mantle makes you see potential in broken people, makes you recognize beauty in pain. The enemy thrives on reaction, but when you remain still, his noise loses power. Remember, this is not a battle of flesh, it's a battle of focus. The enemy doesn't need to destroy you. He only needs to distract you. That's why confusion, frustration, and exhaustion often increase right before the blessing arrives. It's all smoke. No, fire illusions meant to make you doubt what you already know. When those moments come, remind yourself that you're not fighting for victory, you're fighting from it. Heaven has already written the ending. You're not struggling to win, you're learning to walk in a victory that's already been sealed. There's also a shift happening within you during this battle. You're beginning to notice that your prayers sound different. They no longer come from desperation, but from authority. That's not arrogance, it's awareness. You've realized you don't need to beg for what God has already promised. You simply need to stand in agreement with it. That's what spiritual maturity feels like. Calm, grounded, unstoppable faith. And yes, there will be moments when the heaviness feels real, when doubt whispers louder than truth. But even in those moments, you are surrounded. Heaven's armies are stationed on your behalf. You are not fighting alone. You are part of a divine defense system that never fails. This is why Thursday's dawn will find you standing, not stumbling. The pressure you're under is proof of power rising within you. Every wave that tries to drown you will only prove your ability to walk on water. When you feel the battle intensify, don't collapse into fear, declare your awareness. Right now, as a prophetic act of strength, write in the comments, "I stand firm." Then, those 3 words are not just a statement, they're a stance. When you type them, you're drawing your spiritual line in the sand. You're saying, "No matter what comes, I will not retreat." You're affirming that your faith is not situational, it's eternal. That declaration ripples through the unseen realm, reminding both heaven and hell where you stand. Because you were never meant to run from storms, you were built to command them. You were never meant to avoid battles, you were anointed to win them. This is who you are, the unshaken, unmovable, unbreakable, chosen one. The battle before the breakthrough is only temporary. The shaking will stop. The smoke will clear. And what will remain is you steady, glowing, victorious. Thursday's light will not meet a defeated soldier, it will meet a crowned warrior. So keep your peace, hold your position, and let your stillness speak louder than the storm. The darkness is trembling because it knows you're almost there. When dawn breaks on Thursday, it won't just be the start of another day, it will be the surge of light that heaven has been preparing to release through you. You may not hear trumpets or see thunderclouds split the sky, but you will feel it, the inner quickening, the unmistakable rush of divine presence. This is the surge of light. Chosen one. It doesn't arrive with noise, it arrives with recognition. Your spirit will know before your eyes can see. The surge is not something you can control, it's something you must carry, like a wave that gathers force far beyond the horizon. This movement has been building through seasons of prayer, surrender, and obedience. Every yes you whispered in the dark became part of the current that now rises to carry you forward. When heaven releases light, it doesn't ask for your permission, it looks for your participation. God doesn't need you to force what's coming, He simply asks you to flow with it. Imagine standing on a mountaintop at dawn. The light doesn't need your help to rise, it simply needs you to face it. The ancient words echo from the book of John, chapter 1, verse 5. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. That is what Thursday will look like. Not a spectacle, but a victory. Light doesn't fight darkness, it simply appears, and darkness retreats. You will begin to notice that things that once felt heavy now feel weightless. Conversations that once drained you will no longer hold power. People who once misunderstood you will start seeing you differently, not because they changed, but because you did. But light, chosen one, requires stewardship. To sustain it, you must feed it. Light is fed by gratitude, by consistency, by staying in alignment with truth, just as oil keeps a lamp burning. Your actions keep this divine glow alive. Each time you pray, encourage someone, or forgive when it's difficult, you add oil to your flame. Each act of love extends your reach in ways you cannot yet see. That's why spaces like this matter. Words born in the presence of God are not just sentences, they're sparks. And when you engage, when you listen, share, or even give, you are tending the fire. You're not just consuming light, you're multiplying it. Imagine this channel, this message, as a lantern suspended in a vast, dark field. Each time you light it, you add oil to the lamp. Each time you share it, you carry that lamp to another soul stumbling in the night. And when you subscribe or donate, it's like placing another wick beside the flame, ensuring that the light never goes out. This isn't about obligation, it's about overflow. When light transforms you, it naturally seeks to spread your generosity, your engagement, your willingness to sow into this work. They become divine ripples. You are not funding a project, you are fueling a mission, a movement of awakening hearts across nations. Think of it like a river. The water that stops flowing becomes stagnant, but the river that keeps giving stays alive. Every act of kindness, every offering, every share is like clearing the stones that try to block the current. The river of this message keeps flowing because of hearts like yours, open, generous, aligned. And if you ever wonder whether your contribution matters, remember this: even a single candle changes an entire room. The smallest act done in faith can ignite transformations you'll never witness directly, but heaven records every flicker. The oil you pour in faith burns brighter than gold. So, as you stand beneath this dawning surge of light, let your response be sincere. If this message has stirred something within you, if it has spoken to your spirit in a way nothing else has, let it move you to act, not out of pressure, but out of partnership. Like this message as your way of saying, "I see the light." Share it as your way of passing that flame forward. Subscribe, so you don't drift from the source of this awakening. And if your heart feels led, give as a sacred act of faith, helping the fire continue to reach those who still wander in the dark. You are not merely a listener, you are a torchbearer. The surge of light you carry is not just for you, it's for every soul still waiting for dawn. So, walk into Thursday with your head high and your spirit burning. Let the world see what heaven has done inside you. You are the proof that the darkness never wins and never will. The surge has come. and you are standing in the current of it now. It doesn't roar like a storm. It hums like the breath of God, moving quietly through your life. You may not even realize how much has shifted, but look closer. The atmosphere is different. Conversations feel clearer. Your heart feels lighter. What used to confuse you now brings understanding. This is what happens when heaven's light meets human obedience. Alignment becomes effortless. Within hours or days of Thursday's awakening, doors that were locked begin to move. Some swing wide. Others creak open slowly. But all of them lead toward purpose. You'll notice divine coincidences, unexpected messages, invitations, or ideas that feel too precise to dismiss. These aren't accidents. They are the echoes of heaven responding to your readiness. You prayed for favor, and now favor is moving quietly through your timeline, rearranging things behind the scenes. You may not see the full picture yet, but each event is part of an intricate pattern designed for your advancement. God never wastes motion. Every step, even the invisible ones, are connected to a divine trajectory. It's important to understand, when heaven opens a door, it does so through grace, not striving. You will not have to force what's meant for you. You will feel it. Opportunities will unfold with peace, not pressure. God doesn't open doors that require you to abandon your peace to walk through them. His blessings are not bait, they are confirmations. You've knocked on many doors before, some that never opened, some that opened only to close again. But now, the locks are being undone, not by your effort, but by divine order. Heaven doesn't use keys made of metal, it uses moments. A single word from God can open what years of effort could not. It is written in the book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 8. I have placed before you an open door that no one can shut. I know that you have little strength, yet you have kept my word and have not denied my name. And those words are not just prophecy, they are your present reality. You have kept your faith through exhaustion, held on to promise through pain, and stayed loyal when logic said to quit. Because of that, heaven has marked your obedience with favor. Within hours or days of Thursday's awakening, doors that were locked begin to move. Some swing wide. Others creak open slowly. But all of them lead toward purpose. You'll notice divine coincidences, unexpected messages, invitations, or ideas that feel too precise to dismiss. These aren't accidents. They are the echoes of heaven responding to your readiness. You prayed for favor, and now favor is moving quietly through your timeline, rearranging things behind the scenes. They may not look impressive at first. They may even appear inconvenient or small, but within them lies expansion. God often hides the extraordinary inside the ordinary to see who recognizes his fingerprints. Don't dismiss a small beginning. It's usually the seed of something vast. Other doors will bring restoration. Relationships that were strained will suddenly soften. Misunderstandings will dissolve without explanation. What you thought was permanently broken will start to mend under the quiet hand of divine grace. This is what happens when heaven breathes on your story. Even ashes begin to shimmer again. And yet, not every door that opens will be yours to enter. Part of wisdom is discernment, the ability to recognize which opportunities are divine and which are distractions. Just because a door opens doesn't mean it leads to destiny. Some doors test your clarity, not your ambition. Before you step through, ask, Does this move me toward peace or away from it? Peace will always point to purpose. Chosen one. This new season requires balance. Don't rush through the openings. Walk with reverence. Each threshold deserves acknowledgement, for each represents another layer of your unfolding calling. You are no longer waiting for life to happen, you are co-laboring with heaven to shape it. You'll find that as you step into these new places, your presence alone changes the atmosphere. People will sense peace when you enter. Conversations will shift simply because you showed up carrying light. You don't have to announce what God has done in you. Your being will speak it for you. And when you look back, you'll see that the doors were never random. Each one was placed with divine intention, forming a path that leads you into the fullness of who you are becoming. Thursday was not the end of waiting, it was the beginning of walking. The doors have opened, and now the signs begin to appear gentle at first, then unmistakable. Heaven always confirms what it begins. You will start to see it in moments that feel like déjà vu. In words you overhear that echo what you prayed in secret. In small coincidences that defy logic. These are not random, they are divine fingerprints marking your path. What was once invisible is now being revealed in patterns too precise to deny. Chosen one. These are your prophetic evidences, the manifestations of promises long spoken over your life. God is showing you that the waiting was not wasted and that His word has been at work even in silence. The breakthroughs you're witnessing are not sudden miracles, they are the visible tip of roots that have been growing underground for years. You will notice peace first. Peace that doesn't make sense. Peace in situations that used to cause panic. Thursday was not the end of waiting, it was the beginning of walking. Every seed you've sown in obedience is sprouting. Every tear has become water for the soil of your destiny. But understand this, not every sign will look grand. Some will come quietly. A conversation that shifts your thinking, a dream that feels heavier with meaning, a feeling in your spirit that says, "This is it." God often confirms His will through subtle peace rather than loud instruction. You're learning to discern the whisper without demanding the thunder. The evidences are heaven's way of saying, "Keep going, you're on the right path." But they also serve another purpose, to strengthen your faith for what's next. Because while Thursday's release marks a beginning, the journey ahead will require continual trust. Each confirmation you receive now is an anchor for the waves you'll face later. You are walking in a prophetic rhythm now, one where obedience and reward flow in harmony. The more you align, the more you'll see. It's not about striving, it's about surrender. The signs don't chase the chosen walk into the signs. And yet, in this sacred flow, remember humility. When you begin to witness miracles, resist the urge to boast. Instead, become a vessel through which glory passes, not a container that tries to keep it. What God is doing in you is meant to flow through you. You are not the source, you are the riverbed through which the water runs. Soon, you'll start seeing confirmations cluster together, different people saying the same words. Numbers repeating in unexpected places. Messages reaching you at precise moments. Pay attention to these patterns. They are divine codes written in the language of destiny. Heaven speaks through synchronicity because it knows your heart will recognize the melody even when your mind cannot explain it. These signs are not random flashes, they are coordinates. They guide you deeper into purpose, revealing where to go, when to act, and what to release. The evidence is not only external, it's internal. The calm assurance inside you is the loudest confirmation of all. Chosen one, this is the time to celebrate quietly, to acknowledge what has shifted, and to keep your eyes open. The same God who began this work will sustain it. Every sign you see is an echo of His promise, still unfolding. Now, take a moment and mark this holy confirmation. As a prophetic act of agreement, write in the comments the number 555, a number symbolizing divine grace, multiplied and transformation in motion. When you write 555, you are declaring, I see the evidence. I acknowledge the grace. You are sealing the alignment between your faith and heaven's fulfillment. This simple act is more than a gesture. It's a declaration that you are awake to what God is doing. Each number typed becomes a prayer written into digital eternity. A small spark joining thousands of others until the entire world glows with testimony. The evidences you are beginning to see are not random. They are reminders that God keeps His word. Every whisper, every nudge, every confirmation is heaven's way of saying, you were right to believe. So keep your eyes open. Chosen one, the signs are not coming, they're already here. Now that the signs have begun to reveal themselves, you can feel the ripple effect spreading outward. What started as a whisper between you and heaven is beginning to move through everything connected to you. This is what divine obedience does, it multiplies. Every yes you've given God is now echoing into spaces you didn't even know your life could reach. The ripple of obedience is one of heaven's most mysterious laws. You think your surrender is small, a prayer whispered in exhaustion, an act of kindness no one saw, a moment when you forgave instead of retaliated, but heaven magnifies it. One obedient act becomes a seed that touches lives far beyond your view. You are beginning to see this truth unfold in real time. At first, the ripple may seem invisible. You'll only sense it as stillness in the air, a peace that begins to surround your daily steps. But as it continues, you'll notice subtle shifts. People around you will speak differently. Opportunities will begin to align. Even your environment will respond to your faith. Because obedience alters atmosphere. Chosen one. This is the sacred power of living in alignment. Obedience doesn't just change what happens to you, it changes what happens through you. You are becoming a living testimony, a conduit through which God releases purpose into the world. Every step you take in faith sends invisible waves outward, touching hearts and rearranging futures. The Spirit reminds us through the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 2, all these blessings shall come upon you and overtake you, if you obey the voice of the Lord your God. Oh, that promise is not poetic exaggeration, it's divine mechanics. Blessings do not chase disobedience, but they cannot resist obedience. When your heart aligns with heaven's instruction, favor becomes gravitational. It clings to you. You no longer have to strive or chase what's yours. It begins to find you naturally. This is why obedience has always been the greatest act of faith. It's not about control, it's about trust. Every time you obey, even when you don't understand, you are saying, God, I trust your vision more than my own understanding. And heaven always responds to that kind of surrender. Look back on the moments that brought you here. Every time you obeyed the nudge to keep going, to stay kind, to pray again, you pushed spiritual dominoes that are only now beginning to fall in sequence. You couldn't see the chain reaction then, but it's happening now. You're watching your obedience ripple into restoration, influence, and divine timing. This is also why obedience must remain pure. You don't obey to get results. You obey because you love Him. That's the secret that separates manipulation from worship. When your obedience flows from love, not expectation, the blessings become inevitable. Heaven doesn't reward performance, it responds to posture. And now, your posture is aligned. You are walking in step with divine rhythm. And every small movement matters. A simple word of encouragement to someone may shift their destiny. A moment of restraint when you could have reacted may protect your peace for years. This is the quiet majesty of walking with God. It transforms ordinary decisions into eternal impact. You are not just influencing people through your words. You are shaping the unseen through your consistency. The way you choose peace instead of panic, gratitude instead of bitterness, prayer instead of worry. Those are choices that release heaven's fragrance into your surroundings. People who cross your path begin to feel hope without knowing why. That's because obedience radiates, and as these ripples grow, God will expand your reach, not through force or fame, but through flow. The world doesn't need louder voices, it needs clearer echoes of heaven. You are becoming that echo, carrying divine truth into the spaces where chaos once ruled. Understand this: obedience always precedes outpouring. What begins as personal transformation ends as global influence. That's why heaven starts small. God works in one heart before He moves through many. You were never meant to be the end of the blessing. You were meant to be the beginning of its spread. You will notice that your words carry more weight now. People will listen differently, not because you've changed your tone, but because your spirit carries authority forged in obedience. True influence doesn't come from trying to be heard. It comes from walking so closely with God that heaven's sound resonates through you. And this ripple will not stop. Even in moments when you feel unnoticed or unseen, your obedience will continue to work quietly, influencing, healing, building. Just as waves keep traveling long after a stone has left the surface, your faith will continue to move long after the moment has passed. The ripples of obedience are spreading, and now something else begins to move: speed. Not the frantic pace of human striving, but the divine acceleration that follows alignment. Everything that once dragged its feet, every area of your life that felt delayed or denied, is beginning to quicken. This is the anointing for acceleration. Chosen one. It doesn't break time, it redeems it. You have spent seasons where progress felt painfully slow, where every door seemed to require more effort than you could give. You prayed, you waited, you endured. But now, the atmosphere has shifted. The same hand that refined you in waiting is now propelling you forward in motion. It's as if heaven has taken your story and pressed fast forward. Lied. Acceleration is not chaos, it's divine order, moving at perfect timing. It feels like momentum, but it's guided by grace. You'll notice that opportunities start arriving in clusters, not one at a time. People you once struggled to reach will now seek you out. Delays will suddenly turn into completions, and things you thought would take years will unfold in days. This is what happens when obedience meets divine timing. Heaven compresses what man measures. The work that once required striving is now carried by the wind of God's favor. You are no longer pushing against resistance. You're gliding in purpose. The ancient words remind us in the book of Amos, chapter 9, verse 13. The days are coming, declares the Lord, when the reaper will be overtaken by the plowman and the planter by the one treading grapes. That prophecy is a vision of acceleration of time, folding under divine instruction, of harvest chasing seed. It means that what you plant today will sprout faster than you expected. It means your obedience has synchronized with heaven's rhythm. The blessing is overtaking the effort. Chosen one. This acceleration doesn't come to reward impatience. It comes to redeem time lost. All those years where you felt stagnant, forgotten, or overlooked were not wasted. They were being counted. Every quiet act of faith, every lonely night of endurance, every tear that watered your waiting is now being multiplied. God doesn't skip the slow seasons. He transforms them into fuel for what's coming. You'll find yourself looking back and realizing that what took others decades is happening for you in months, not because you're better, but because you were willing to wait. Patience is the seed of acceleration. Those who endure the slow are entrusted with the fast. Heaven can only speed up what it has first stabilized. But remember this, acceleration without wisdom becomes destruction. That's why you were trained in stillness first, to ensure you could handle speed. The weight of blessing can crush those who never learned balance. You are ready now because your spirit has been anchored. You know how to move quickly without losing peace. You'll sense it first as a wind in your spirit, a feeling that something is catching up to you. Then it becomes visible. Projects suddenly complete. Divine connections forming overnight. Favor multiplying without explanation. But through it all, there will be peace. True acceleration doesn't feel rushed, it feels right. It's as though heaven is returning, lost time with interest. The years you thought were wasted are now being compressed into moments of restoration. You'll find yourself walking into opportunities that feel familiar, almost as if they're picking up where life once paused. That's because God never discards destiny. He preserves it until you're ready to receive it. Don't be surprised if you start seeing full circles, unfinished dreams suddenly reignited, prayers from years ago now answered, forgotten skills becoming relevant again. This is how God redeems time. Nothing you lost in obedience stays lost. It's simply stored until appointed release. And yet, acceleration isn't only about movement, it's also about revelation. You will understand things faster. The Spirit will teach you in minutes what once took months to grasp. The ancient words remind us in the book of Amos, chapter 9, verse 13. The days are coming, declares the Lord, when the reaper will be overtaken by the plowman and the planter by the one treading grapes. That prophecy is a vision of acceleration of time, folding under divine instruction, of harvest chasing seed. It means that what you plant today will sprout faster than you expected. It means your obedience has synchronized with heaven's rhythm. Chosen one. When you step into this pace, stay humble. Do not mistake divine momentum for personal control. This is not your doing, it's your partnership. God is allowing you to see what happens when trust and timing collide. The pace of heaven is unpredictable, but it's always perfect. The acceleration will not only change your schedule, it will reshape your story. The same people who once pitied your delay will marvel at your rise. But even then, your response must remain the same: gratitude. The speed is not the glory, the source is. You have entered the season of swift fulfillment. where words spoken long ago finally find their moment. It will feel like you've stepped into the current of eternity itself. And in that flow, all you can do is surrender and move with the wind. So breathe deeply. You are not behind. You are right on time. Heaven has just decided it's time to run. You were never meant to be the end of the blessing. You were meant to be the beginning of its spread. You will notice that your words carry more weight now. People will listen differently. Not because you've changed your tone, but because your spirit carries authority forged in obedience. True influence doesn't come from trying to be heard. It comes from walking so closely with God that heaven's sound resonates through you. And this ripple will not stop before revival fills the earth. It is first born inside one surrendered soul. You carried this flame through darkness, through waiting, through fire. And now, heaven is taking what was personal and turning it into something powerful. Your story is no longer just about survival. It has become an anthem of awakening. Every post you share, every word you speak, every act of kindness you choose is a spark that ignites another heart. This is how heaven multiplies light. It doesn't shout from the sky. It whispers through people like you. You are the message wrapped in flesh, the torch that lights other torches. The Spirit declares through the book of Isaiah, chapter 60, verse 1, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you." Those words are not ancient history, they are your current reality. You have risen not because life made it easy, but because grace made it possible. And now, that same light resting upon you is calling others to awaken from their slumber. Some will see your peace and crave it. Some will feel your presence and sense heaven's weight in it. Others will simply find courage because you dared to stand when they couldn't. This is the beauty of the awakening wave. It doesn't demand. It invites. Like the tide kissing the shore, it reaches people softly but persistently, drawing them back to truth. You are part of that tide. Every time you show love where there was bitterness, every time you speak hope instead of fear, you move the water forward. But movements require both hearts and hands. Fire needs fuel to keep burning. If the words flowing through this message have touched your life, consider helping them travel farther. Think of this channel as a lighthouse standing against the winds of distraction. When you you're cleaning the glass so the light shines clearer. When you share, you're pushing that light further across the dark sea so someone lost might see it. And when you subscribe, you're not just following a voice, you're joining a mission. You're saying, I want to stay connected to the current of what heaven is doing here. That single act of connection turns viewers into vessels and listeners into lights. For those who feel led to donate, understand this. Your giving isn't payment, it's participation. It's like pouring oil into the lamp that burns through the night. Each gift becomes a flicker that ensures the flame never dies. That these words keep reaching souls who are one heartbeat away from giving up. You are not funding a platform, you are fueling a movement. And when you comment, when you speak back into the flow, it's like adding your voice to a choir that heaven is conducting. So in the comments, write, I choose my crown, not as a slogan, but as a sacred declaration, because to wear your crown is to accept your role to walk as one who carries both fire and humility, glory and grace. This wave that's rising isn't about fame, numbers, or noise. It's about restoration. It's about the earth remembering its creator through the lives of those who still believe. The wave moves through screens, through cities, through whispered prayers at midnight. It moves when someone forgives. It moves when someone sows. It moves when someone stands. And you, yes, you are one of the wave makers. Your faith is a current. Your compassion is a tide. Every action you take in love sends energy into the spiritual waters, creating ripples that touch shores you'll never see. Somewhere, someone's hope will reignite because you dared to let your light be seen. So, continue to carry this awakening with gentleness and power. Protect it, nurture it, and share it. Because the more you pour it out, the stronger it grows. That's the paradox of divine light. It multiplies through giving. And when the day ends and the screen fades to black, know this: every click, every prayer, every act of generosity echoes in eternity. Heaven keeps record not of algorithms, but of hearts. And when you comment, when you speak back into the flow, it's like adding your voice to a choir that heaven is conducting. So in the comments, write, "I choose my crown," not as a slogan, but as a sacred declaration, because to wear your crown is to accept your role to walk as one who carries both fire and humility, glory and grace. This wave that's rising isn't about fame, numbers, or noise. It's about restoration. There comes a moment, after the awakening spreads and the wave moves on, when everything around you settles into quiet again. But this silence is not emptiness, it's the sound of completion. The mission that began as a whisper, that became a surge, is now flowing in steady rhythm. You are living in what was once only prophecy. The unstoppable flow has begun, and it carries everything heaven has promised you. At first, you may feel uneasy with the calm. After so many storms, peace can feel foreign. Yet this stillness is sacred. It's where you learn to live inside the miracle instead of chasing the next one. God doesn't want you to run from moment to moment. He wants you to walk with Him in continual flow. You are no longer in waiting, you are in becoming. Chosen one. This flow is not fragile. It cannot be broken by the opinions of others or by the fears that once haunted you. What heaven begins, no force can undo. You've stepped into a current that moves with divine rhythm, carrying you through seasons with grace and purpose. The same God who stirred the waters has now anchored you in them. The Word of God declares in the book of Philippians, chapter 1, verse 6, "He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus." As we are reminded through the writings of 2 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 4, the weapons we fight with are not of this world. They have divine power to demolish strongholds. Even when obstacles appear, they somehow serve as redirection rather than resistance. The river knows where it's going, and as long as you stay in it, you will arrive at every destination appointed for you. There is a grace upon you now that others will feel even before you speak. It's not pride, it's presence. You've been refined long enough to carry the fragrance of heaven. Your peace will disarm conflict. Your words will pierce confusion. Your stillness will release clarity. The flow always welcomes you back. You will also notice that divine timing feels different now. You're no longer obsessed with speed, you're devoted to alignment. What matters isn't how fast something happens, but how true it is to your purpose. You've matured beyond the rush. That's why heaven can trust you with more. You understand the rhythm of restraint. The unstoppable flow you are now living in isn't just about receiving, it's about becoming a conduit. And as you do, you'll begin to notice how heaven manages the details. The right words will come when you need them. Provision will appear in the moment it's required. Even interruptions will turn into divine appointments. Life will no longer feel random, it will feel orchestrated. That's what flow is, the art of trusting that you are always being led, even when you don't understand the route. This doesn't mean challenges will vanish. Rivers still meet rocks. But now, instead of crashing against them, you'll learn to move around them. Flow doesn't resist, it adapts. Every obstacle becomes part of your momentum. Every delay becomes a bend in the river that reveals a new view. The flow never stops. It simply shifts direction to reach its destination. In this season, peace will be your compass. Whenever you lose peace, pause. That's your sign. You've stepped outside the current. Return to quiet. Return to gratitude. Return to listening. That is the essence of this moment you are being carried. You don't have to push anymore. The flow itself sustains you. Your only task is to remain aligned, to keep your heart open and your spirit listening. Heaven is not asking you to sprint, it's teaching you to glide. This unstoppable flow means that your life is no longer operating by human timing. Things that once took years now unfold with effortless precision. People and opportunities arrive exactly when they're meant to. You're carrying living water to dry places. When you walk into a room, the atmosphere will shift. When you pray, situations will realign. When you simply exist in awareness, things around you will begin to flow again too. That's what happens when a person becomes one with divine rhythm. They turn deserts into rivers without even trying. This is not the height of your journey, it's the harmony of it. You've reached the point where striving ends and surrender begins. You've learned that true power isn't loud, it's consistent. True faith isn't frantic, it's flowing. So, let this flow carry you now. Let it fill the corners of your life that once felt dry. Let it move through your relationships, your work, your dreams. The current of heaven doesn't stop once it begins. It continues to create, to expand, to overflow. You have entered the unstoppable, unshakable, unending flow of divine purpose. And from here on, everything you touch will move with it. There is a quiet majesty in this moment, the stillness that follows victory, the peace that arrives when all striving has ceased. You can sense it in your breathing, in the way your heart no longer races with worry, but beats with certainty. The journey that began in uncertainty has become a rhythm of divine confidence. You are no longer waiting for something to begin. You are walking in what has already been spoken. Thursday was not a date, it was a doorway. You crossed it, and now you stand on the other side of everything that once held you back. The fire refined you. The tests strengthened you. The silence matured you. And now, the crown of endurance rests lightly upon your spirit. You have become the very thing heaven intended, a vessel of steady light, crowned for continuity. That is what this season represents. Not a fleeting blaze that burns brightly and fades, but an eternal flame that endures through every change. You won't need to prove who you are. Your spirit will do the talking. This flow also means that effort and ease will finally coexist. You'll work, but you won't strive. You'll build, but you won't burn out. You'll speak, but you'll know when silence says more. This is what it means to live under divine rhythm. Everything finds its proper place. You are no longer swimming against the current of your calling. You're moving with it. Your crown is not made of gold or jewels. It's woven from endurance, integrity, and the invisible strength that only comes from walking with God through fire. Every trial has shaped its design. Every victory has polished its shine. You wear it now, not on your head, but on your heart. It is seen in your peace, heard in your patience, felt in your gentleness. This is how heaven crowns its chosen, not with glitter, but with grace. From here, the journey continues, but differently. You no longer chase signs, you embody them. You no longer search for affirmation, you radiate assurance. Where you once asked for direction, you now move with intuition, guided by the Spirit within you. Your life has become a map, others will follow. Not because you tried to lead, but because you dared to walk faithfully. The continuity of this calling is infinite. You are part of a divine lineage of light-bearers, those who kept believing when the world forgot how. Each generation has its chosen ones, and you are one of them. The mark you carry is not for vanity but for victory. It's a reminder that light never stops moving. It only passes from one bearer to the next. And when people encounter you now, they will sense something eternal, not perfection, but presence. They'll feel that you've touched something sacred, that you've seen beyond the temporary. That is what the crown represents, the merging of human fragility and divine endurance. You have become both grounded and transcendent. Crowned ones do not live for applause, they live for assignment. You'll find yourself moving through the world quietly but effectively, shifting atmospheres simply by existing in them. You are no longer reacting to the world is responding to you. This is authority without arrogance, power without pride. It's the fruit of a life surrendered and sustained. And as you move forward, know this: your crown is not heavy. It was never meant to burden you, but to remind you. Every time life tests you again, and it will, the crown will remind you of who you are and what you've already overcome. It will whisper to your spirit, you have already won. In continuity means the flow doesn't end here. You will carry Thursday's fire into every tomorrow. Its glow will remain steady through changing seasons, lighting your path and the paths of those who walk beside you. The light will not flicker out, it will mature, deepen, and expand. What was once a spark has become a constant flame, and perhaps one day, when others face their own fire, your story will become their reminder that endurance is possible, that faith still works, that heaven still crowns those who refuse to give up. You will be their evidence, their sign, their living testimony that what God begins, He finishes. So stand tall, crowned one, not as one who seeks glory, but as one who carries it gently. You are proof that obedience births continuity, that surrender produces strength, that patience paves the way for permanence. The same light that rose with you on Thursday will rise again tomorrow, and the next day, and the next, until eternity folds into forever. And now, beloved chosen one, you have reached the end of this divine journey, but endings in heaven are never conclusions, they are continuations. What has awakened in you here was never meant to fade when the words stop. It is a living fire, meant to move through your everyday, through your choices, through your quiet acts of courage and kindness. You carry the message now. You are the message. If these words have found you, if they stirred something deep within your spirit, then let that spark speak. Like this message, if it has touched your heart, it's not for vanity, but for visibility. That light might find other hearts still lost in the dark. Share it, so that someone who needs this reminder might stumble upon it at the perfect moment. Subscribe, not for routine, but to stay connected to the current that keeps flowing from heaven through these words. And in the comments below, write, "I receive the fire." Say it as an act of faith, a seal upon your heart, a declaration that you are walking forward with divine purpose still burning bright. The story does not end here. It continues in you.